Peace, family. It's your boy Tez, just coming back at you, with everyday knowledge on personal finance and money matters. Today, I just want to talk about the basics of investing and just kind of touch on the three different asset classes. So, whenever we're talking about investing and we're talking about assets, there are three different classifications that they can fall under. So, there's stocks, there's bonds, and there's alternative investments. So, a stock is basically part ownership of a company, and whenever you buy a share, you're basically an owner of the company. So if they cut a company up into 1,000 pieces, those are all the pieces will be called shares, and you buy the pieces. So if you buy three pieces at $5 a piece, you have $15 worth of value in that company as an owner. So you're basically taking on the responsibility. Well, not the responsibility, but the risk or the liability that comes with being an owner, such as your equity in the company going up and down, which is what you call a rise and a rise and a decline in the stock price. So if you buy three shares at $5, you have $15 worth of equity. Let's say something is going on in the company. Our CEO is caught in a scandal. Shareholders, or investors that might be thinking about buying, the shares, they're gonna look at that like, what's going on? I don't want to buy that company. They're gonna tell other people, oh, we don't like that company, so this is why you shouldn't like it, and you shouldn't like it either, and you shouldn't want to buy it. Then the stock price goes down because ain't nobody trying to buy it. So the value of the company goes down on that day, and let's say it goes down $3. So $3 per share. So if you bought it for $5, it goes down $3. It's now worth $2. If you got three shares, 3 times 2, that's $6. You see that? It went from your value in the company going from $15 going all the way down to $6. So that's that that's a little bit about what a stock is and how that works. Okay, bonds. All right, so bonds are basically debt securities. It's an IOU. You agree to give a bank this amount of money for this amount of time for this amount of interest or this amount of return on it. So your interest is basically your incentive for depositing that money. So you get a bond. You're like, I want to get a bond for $5,000. All right, so the bank is like, okay, if you give us your $5,000 for 6 months, we'll give you this interest on top of that at maturity. So maturity is basically the end of the bond term. So they have them that bonds range anywhere from 2 weeks to years, decades, stuff like that. They got notes, treasury bills, all different kind of debt securities that last for different amounts of times that have many different interest rates. A lot of times the interest rate is determined by the Federal Reserve, and a lot of times all of the banks, they kind of follow the prime rate, which is basically the the rate set by the feds, and all the banks kind of they basically try to imitate that. you know um so a bond, yeah, you're letting bank hold some money for a certain amount of time for some interest. It's an IOU. It's basically what it. You're not a part owner of anything or anything like that. It's just a debt security. You're letting them borrow some money, basically, and you know the bank is the borrower and you're the lender within this instant of the relationship. So you got the third class, alternative investments. So alternative investments are anything that aren't stocks and bonds. You like to buy real estate, you like to buy Pokemon cards, or just any different random thing, derivatives, which is an investment product, but those are built on the mechanisms of like stocks and bonds, or so you got like futures and other things like that. Um, if you want to read up on that, I suggest that you do. I'm not going to go too much into all the many different alternative investments, but just know anything that isn't a stock and a bond that is considered an investment. So bond, real estate, derivatives, memorabilia, things like that. Um, Those are the three asset classes. One thing I did want to touch on before I left is just some different helpful websites that I always use. So Yahoo Finance, use that a lot. Reuters.com, I use that a lot. Bankrate, I think .com. Yeah, I think Bankrate is a .com or .org. But yeah, Bankrate and did I say Investopedia? It's the last one. So those four websites right there, I'm gonna put some links in the description. Those four websites right there will take your financial knowledge and everyday knowledge on personal finance and money matters just to a different level. I use those things like, you know, like they're the holy grail. This book right here, you know, the dictionary of finance and investment terms, by Barron's, is this book is like $15. It's a Bible, a finance Bible. So yeah, those four sites, that book, and just I just want to motivate everybody and just kind of promote everybody to like read up on this stuff on your own. You know, take it from me in a basic way and understand the gist of it. But once you grasp that full concept and you want to know more, that's when you can dive deeper on your own. So you can go on those four sites and just search, read different articles, look and see what they got on there. There's stuff on there that you never seen, that you didn't know existed, especially on Bankrate.com. I mean, Bankrate.com is the bomb. They have some of the best calculators as far as interest and loan calculators and things like that that I've ever seen, man. I love that site. Investopedia, the Google of investment. That's all I will say. The Google of investment and investment terms. They have a simulator on there. Just all kind of stuff, man. They got classes on there, all different kind of things, man. So just look at those sites, man, and just stay well read, family. It can get boring. You don't want to just be all geeked up and reading stuff every day, man. It can get boring. I know how it is. So, but just read a little bit a day. Just learn something new every day. We on this journey together, man. It's your boy Tez, the local financial ninja, man. I'm just here with you. Hey, let's go, family.